If you are done, Haley, I shouldn't see the channels on your mess.
Wait, the straws be good, not you.
Alright, you guys. Take a roller coaster ride. Or a tire swing.
It's like where do we keep this? It's like I didn't even know that.
Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Please be quiet. Listen to my words. Sit down if you're done at your desk with your paper. Go over what you wrote, and we're going to talk about it. The last group is testing, and then we're going to talk about it. So y'all got it. So is this open to get your... There you go, your friends made it. So now what I want you guys to do is clean up and then reflect. So what were the results? Describe what happened when the rescue was attempted. And then what did you learn? You can share them. No, go back to your seat now.
Why don't we just put it in threes? Let's just put it in
Remember, you're not using it as a tool Okay. So, if you have not already written down the results and drawn your final drawing and then reflected on it, I only need like one sentence for each, so it's not a lot. I'm not asking you to do a lot. Because after you write it down, I'm going to give you a couple minutes and then we're going to talk about it. So, most of you have stuff written, but some of you might believe you didn't write it. Some of you don't. Jacob, if you're going to use that to slingshot people, then throw it away. I don't want to see you do that again. Okay, so for those of you who have finished writing, those of you who haven't, you can keep writing. We're just going to start talking about it. Talk to each other about what went well with your design. The carrier. What else went well?
the crank.
Yeah. The crank. So your crank worked really well. What didn't work well?
Keeping it straight. Yeah, keeping it straight.
So everyone agrees with that? That everyone have trouble with keeping it straight?
Yeah.
No, Haley, you didn't?
No.
It's okay if you didn't. You don't have to agree. Drake, your crank. Yeah, that you just. Why do you think you Why do you think your crank wasn't working?
It got because I had it like, and then we wanted it to take to the
Yeah. Okay, so what was the hardest part for y'all for your design? The crank?
Yeah, the crank.
Why was the crank hard?
Because you had to make actually the crank was really easy.
So you don't agree with that. So what was hard for you?
Like trying to keep the thing sturdy.
Okay, the carrier trying to keep it sturdy. The support. And you guys are in the same group. So Why do you guys think we needed a crank?
So we can lift it up.
So what kind of science are we using? It's STEM, yeah, but simple machines, yeah. So what kind of simple machine is this?
A pulley.
How is it a pulley? The crank acts like a pulley. So what do you think would happen if we just threw down our device instead of cranking it down? What does cranking do?
It lifts up the
But what's the difference between cranking something and pulling something?
Well, if you pull it,
Exactly, Hayden. Say that again?
It would go down slow so it doesn't like break in half or something.
Exactly. The crank, you have more control, right? Because you're the person who is releasing just a little bit at a time, right? So if you're looking down the cliff trying to get your friend, you're not just going to drop your carrier. What if you hit your friend? You're going to crank it down slowly so you can make sure that you place it exactly where you want. And then why do you think it's important to crank it up instead of just pulling?
If you pull it up, they might put themselves in it. And if you crank it up, it's going to go slow.
Yeah.
Because maybe you don't have much strength to pull up.
Yeah, what happens if you can't, you're just trying so hard, it's like tug of war, you're just trying, but
Also,
then
like,
you might let go.
you let either snap or do it like that.
Yeah, and then what happens to your friend?
Bye-bye.
So cranking is more of a secure and safe way, right? We know we can't really mess up as much if we are using a crank. So what other kind of science is in this? If you guys said simple machines, pulley, what kind of energy?
Potential.
Is there both?
Yeah.
So talk to each other, what's the kinetic energy?
It's the storage.
Is kinetic stored energy?
No.
Kinetic is what? Movement. So what's the movement? What's the kinetic energy in here? Your hand, the crank, what else?
The pulling up or down.
So what's the potential? What's the stored energy?
When it goes down.
The basket, the carrier.
Yeah, the carrier. What else? The string. So what would you do if you could do this again? What would you change? If you could do this exact experiment again, what would you change? What would you do differently? Yeah, Ethan.
I would put pieces all along the
Carrier?
yeah. Okay.
Why would you do that?
So that it doesn't fall out.
So the marshmallows don't fall out?
Yeah.
What else would y'all do differently?
I will make the crank differently.
Okay, so
Find a better way.
find a better what?
Way to make
Way to make the crank. So how many of you use the straw as your crank?
Then it goes
So a good amount. How many used the popsicle stick? So let's have a little discussion here. Which material do you think works best as the crank? Popsicle stick or the straw? So for those of you who are saying straw, why?
Because
It's circle.
It circles.
the straw.
The shape of the straw is what?
It's like
Round.
It's like a. And it has like a stretchy.
The bendy. So you guys think the straw works better than the popsicle stick? For those of you who did the popsicle stick, why do you think the popsicle stick works better? Wait, so you're saying the popsicle stick is not better? Or it is? Well, there's no right or wrong answer. I'm just wanting to know what you guys think. So those that use the popsicle stick, why did you use that over the straw? Are you the only group that used the popsicle stick? Really? In my last class, a lot of people used it. So everyone else used a straw? Jeffrey, did your group use a straw? So Jacob, your group's the only, but your design worked really well, so why did you guys decide to use the popsicle stick? Ah, stronger. A lot of people said that in my last class too, because the wood is obviously not flimsy like plastic, so they used it because they thought it because it's stronger. So you might think that the popsicle sticks worked better because of the strength. Yeah, Ethan?
I think the straws work better because the straws are like flexible and you can have the line go up and then the straw can turn.
The straws you could use, yeah, they were more flexible, exactly. Yeah?
But like, if you're like little, would you rather be like using popsicle stick or would you want to like twist something around?
If I was little?
Like,
Well, it's a great question, but I don't know because I'm not. So I couldn't, I don't know, what would you want to use if you were little?
Straw.
yeah.
See, everyone has their own opinion. What, so some people use popsicle sticks, some people use straw. What did you use the rubber bands?
Yes.
What did you, if you used the rubber bands, what did you use them for?
To make
Cremate?
to hold up the straw, to hold it up so then it's like it rolls around. So that it doesn't fall.
What are rubber bands? What material?
Rubber.
Elastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so what? So besides Karime, when she used the rubber bands, Nikki, your group used the rubber bands. What did you use it for?
To connect the straws together and put the string.
Why do you think it was important to connect your straws together? Hold up your carrier. Why do you think that was important to connect them? For the weight. Because it's where are they all connected in? The middle. So is that why you guys did that?
Yeah.
Anyone else use rubber bands? Ethan? I mean, sorry, Jacob?
Yes, for the little tripod thing so you don't have to
You did that too. You used them the same way. For those of you who didn't use the rubber bands, why didn't you use them?
You thought those would be
You didn't think they'd be effective?
you thought it would be more.
Oh, tape would be more effective. Okay, so what if we did this again? How can I make it more challenging?
Only use
By
more
putting
marshmallow. Only use
Take away
more
the
marshmallow.
How
Bigger
many
marshmallow.
Take away.
Okay, so adding more marshmallows.
No paper?
No paper. That's a good.
Yes.
That would be.
Marshmallow.
No tape. Could you do this without tape?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Okay, wait. We have a disagreement. For those of you who say yes, you can do it without tape. Tell your classmates why you think that. Anyone speak up? I need a more valid reason than that. Why? You don't think you could do it without tape? Why? Tell us.
There's nothing to stick it to a rubber band. And it's not really like tape, it's not sticky when you stuff together.
Well, you can tie it. Yeah, but even if you tie your rubber bands, once you try to tie it on your hair, you're gonna go on and you just keep falling off.
Well, you could like cut the tape or like that.
She just had.
Yeah, but what if you try to get a wall carrier and then you try to rubber band on it?
You don't expect the rubber band to hold like
You could do it with something flat and like lay it up against each other, but not just
Okay, wait, Zeke, tell us if you cut the rubber band,